Good morning, Steve, your daily shaver. Yesterday's mail call was a product from, probably can't see that, Will Hodges from Tactile Turn, TactileTurn.com. And he sent me in this first class padded post pack, he sent me this. Now, I know, excellent way to ship a handle. This is the stainless steel, and it's got the fusion capable end. Now it is basically a stainless steel version of the light, although this is a battery one. Of course, no battery in solid turn stainless steel. Aside from that, basically identical heads. I think at a pinch, when this one wears out, there's a couple little pins at the top. You can probably pull apart that and pull apart a new razor. And this is the first gen. By that, I mean this. The second generation, which they've launched, is this one. Now, although it uses the same cartridge, this one has a swivel head, has a spring in here that allows it to swivel, and this one is a second generation. You couldn't use this part to replace this. But what you can do is this. Pop off the cap. Now, I wrote to Gillette and I asked them on their fusion blades, there we go. I asked them on their fusion blades, what's the difference between the cheapest blade and their most expensive one? You know what they said? The ingredients and colour in the strip. The rest of the razor is cap head is identical. So go for the cheapest. I think their Fusion Power basic ones. Don't pay for the more expensive Pro Glide Fusion. You know, you can pay 2 times as much or more for the identical cap. Same blades. Now, another item that I'm presently trialling with my dad. This is for me dad. He loves his Fusion razor, and I want to get longer life out of his blades, is the Razorpit. Now, it's actually a rubber. You put at the bottom where there's an arrow, you put a line of shaving cream, which I can do here. Just wet it. Okay, it's wet. You put a line of shaving cream. And when you finish your shave, probably not at the beginning, you take it and you do a few strops like that. Then take it, rinse it, store it. And my friends who have used one of these for some time tell me that they get between 50 and 70 shaves out of a single cartridge, which is probably at least doubling the cartridge life. This is a one-off purchase and it seems to last. You have to go with the grain, not against it, or else your blades would tear apart this in a heartbeat. But this is being trialled. I'm not giving it a thumbs up at all until I get to find out how it goes. What will happen is this strip component at the top will wear faster. And the reason for that is simple. Not only are you shaving with it and wearing it, you'll also wear it on here. The fact is you don't shave with the strip. Just ignore the fact it's going to disappear a little bit quicker. That's what you got shaving cream for. So don't be fooled by the, you have to change it because the strip's disappeared. No, it's how clean you can keep this component. I also suggest when you're done, taking your towel and again, going and give it a good dry and allow it to dry. Have it stand up in your, I haven't got something handy at the moment, in your stand, and just let it air dry. And you should have a really clean, all the bits should be out of it. Theoretically, that's what you do to extend your life. Now, I love my DEs, but this morning, I'm going to go back, and this morning I'm shaving with a classic Barbareshki from Sir Hare. It's just a classic barber smell. And as you can see, it is definitely, it's coming out everywhere. And this morning I'm going to trial the bamboo handled brush that I got. I'm giving away one and I'll keep one. And the fact is, despite the fact that it was a $3 bamboo handle with only a small head, fantastic for a travel, cheap, toss it in your kit, don't care if you lose it. In fact, another thing you should probably have in your travel kit is either one of these plastic things for mixing your thing when you're traveling, because won't break, or the old camping enamelled stainless steel coated cups sold on eBay. Google the word enamelled so you know how to spell it, and do a search on eBay. Your camping stores, thrift shops, the older they get, the better they are. The upside of them is, and it's a bonus, it's just an aside, about to start, the upside is not only can you shave with them, you can have a coffee or a cup of tea, you can have a cup of soup or a cup of noodles. If your dinghy is leaking and you may find yourself at the bottom of the pond, you can bail out your boat. Those cups are excellent. And the upside, because when I think about my grandpa who shaved with one for 60 years, the same enamelled mug, and by the end of 60 years, I'm telling you, it was breaking out with more dings and scratches and the odd touch of rust. And he used to, by then they'd invented WD-40, or he'd rub a bit of, I think it was some sort of maybe Vaseline jelly or something into stop the rust from taking off at the time. And then they brought out WD-40, give his cup a bit of a soak once in a while. And he just kept going and going. I think he shaved with it in his entire life, that one mug. Excellent for travel. Get yourself a shorty handle for your DE, a brush you can afford to, like this shorter, you can't really see it under there, so let me just, all right, your shorter handled bamboo brush, $3 off eBay, synthetic top. And actually, when you see the amount of lather I whipped up with it, Sir Hare likes to lather. Now, I shaved with this yesterday as a test shave. Actually, it wasn't a test shave, it was a proper full-on video review to discover that when I thought it was off, it was on, and when it was on, it was actually off. So that was, could have been better. Now, surprisingly, these are, not surprisingly, I haven't shaved for a long time, and when you go back with one of these, and when you go back and shave with one of these, you realise these are about 10 times less aggressive than any DE. They actually make getting a close shave a fair bit more work than you would normally. I suppose the 15C open comb, or the double overhead comb from Phoenix Artisans, Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, whatever they called themselves. Douglas, couldn't you have picked an easier name? But the double overhead comb is a brilliant razor for doing cleanup, for getting baby smooth last swipes. You actually have to do a fair bit of work, and when I ran the alum over my face yesterday, I wasn't expecting anything. Wow! My face lit up all over as a Christmas tree, and because normal cartridge shavers don't use normally alum, of course they would not realise the amount of work they had to do. And the other thing is, because of the 5-6 blades so close together, you really do need to almost rinse in between swipes to get BBS, because they just clog up so quick. Once they clog up, they really reduce their shaving ability significantly. So I don't have an enamel mug to show you this morning. It came about because someone posted a most excellent shave of the day, which I cropped down and placed the comments about the mugs, where to get them and why you should get one on Shave the Man this morning, and just thought I'd mention it. Now, what these do as super mild, they're 10 times milder than your mildest DE, is they're actually really good for crap shavers, brilliant for getting BBS, for going over an area and doing hair reduction. So many blades so close together, doing 5 swipes at a time actually results in extremely close shaves, which is what the company markets them on, which is why Dad likes it, and why I won't mention that I did a couple of shaves with it before I gave it. Well, it's actually his Christmas present. No, I'll tell him. He's already using the Razorpit, so he can't get that. I needed someone to go and try. Right, you saw all the swipes I'm taking at my face. This is hair reduction. Because it's so mild, to be honest, I much prefer even my mildest DE now compared to going back to shaving with a cartridge. It works, and you kind of figure these should be better. You were told all those years they were, but the reality unfortunately turned out to be DEs are better ways to shave. And by DEs, I actually include the single edge razors, like the gems or the upcoming one, well, the one blade that's been launched, all the single edge ones. Some of them, they all use various blades, whether they're Schick injectors, like the single edge on Kickstarter, which I've gone in for, because $50, cool. So, an all stainless steel razor for $50. Still trying to get BBS with this. And it's not as easy as you think. Now, what happened was you got used to a lesser shave as being a good shave. And I remember even when I was a daily shaver with one of these, being constantly frustrated by discovering later in the day that I had a patch of hair that I'd missed. Go back and have another go. And if you do it dry, of course, it doesn't matter what razor you use, you inevitably have a problem. Now, my face is so slick, it feels like Leroy in my parody video. NASA's looking for Leroy, he's gone interstellar. Frictionless, the first dog in space. I hope he can hold his breath. Still, come home, Leroy. I'm not going to channel Christopher Bailey today. Although he can make it come back at any time. It's actually going to be my best rating video I've put up on YouTube. No figure. Dear. I don't think there was a razor in it, at least not one that wasn't held up in anger and shook out of fear. Oh man, I got a cough fit. The funny thing is, you don't know how many tries that took, and I'd come out with these lines and I'd forget them later. And I'd come out with these lines and I'd just crack myself up that hard. I think half of my views, to be perfectly honest, are me, and the other half are probably Christopher. And there might be the odd person out there that's watched them beside us, but watching me cracks me up. That is a brilliant shave. If you know someone that is a... these handles come in Mark III and the Fusion heads. They also come in titanium and stainless steel. I think titanium's about a third more. The stainless steel is solid stainless steel. They didn't lose anything by drilling out the base of it. This is a very, very, you know you're holding it. It is like holding one of the bigger, heavier DEs. It makes for a really good, and it's got plenty of grip. Tactile Turn. I think they do some biros as well and a few other things, but if you know someone who is a solid DE shaver, this might be the perfect Christmas present. I will place a link below. Have a look. Today I was your daily shaver, doing my daily thing, talking about the Razorpit. Still using, because I love it, my Ginger's Garden bowl. Tried some Sir Hair today. It was a pay it forward from Scott. I'm trying to remember because all the TSEs, TLCs, DFKs spell something for me. But Scott sent me 4 of these samples. And wow, this stuff that's what I got left over. Quite frankly. Leroy! Hey, Leroy! I'll keep him in outer space the easy way. I'll just lubricate him. Love dogs. I don't shave everything, just me. Cartridge blades are expensive. You can just buy the cheapest ones of these. Be aware, because I've done it, I've bought 2 lots of these from China. One lot was a small batch and they were sharp. I couldn't believe such good blades were so cheap. And then I bought a big batch and guess what? They had fake strips on them and quite frankly, you could pluck your hairs out faster than you could shave them. POS. You can Google that if you need to. Piece of, yeah, so I hate to say it, I've decided to go back for Dad for getting the genuine cartridges and just using the Razorpit, see if I can extend their life. Give him a good handle. He's already using good shaving cream and a bowl and a nice brush, a synthetic. He's a very happy man. And, you know, as long as me dad enjoys his shaves, he might be inclined to shower more. I'm Steve, your daily shaver. Remember, good food, good friends, good shaves, amen. And remember, while it's nice to be important, it's far more important to be nice. Good shaves and goodbye.